Hands-free
podcast.
Pantalones gratis
con Maccheroni Bologna.
Esto es Los Pantalones Libres de Podcast.
The Pants Free Podcast. Pantaloni libero.
Hello and welcome to the Pants Free Podcast. I'm Marconi along with Nick J. Miles. You can follow us on Twitter at Pants Free Pod, and I also tweet at Marconi Baloney. Occasionally, I like to tell jokes usually on there, but occasionally I like to live tweet events, especially award shows I know a lot of people are watching. The Grammys last night, what was it, 3 hours long? Oh my God.
Yeah, you're never going to get those 3 hours back, by the way.
I decided for whatever reason that I wasn't even planning on it. It just happened. I turned on the TV. Oh yeah, the Grammys are on. I should watch it. I turned it on and there was Taylor Swift. And I was like, screw it. I'm going to live tweet this for the next 3 hours. For the next 3 hours, I tweeted a joke, or what I call a joke, every 4 minutes. And
yep.
I wanted to lay down and breathe through my mouth when I was done.
I read all of them, by the way.
I'm terribly sorry.
It's all right. I have some medication right here.
So I thought it would be funny, instead of doing the typical review of like an event that just happened and playing audio clips from it, and that maybe it would be funnier because, I thought I was being kind of funny on Twitter. Maybe it would be funny to have you read my tweets from my live tweets from the Grammys last night.
Like I'm reporting on you reporting?
Yes, exactly. So I don't know if they're funny or not. Honestly, I just tweeted stuff that happened while it was going on. And so if you watched the Grammys, this will make sense. If you didn't, maybe this will give you a sense of what it was like. So now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Nick J. Miles reading my tweets from at Marconi Baloney as I live tweeted the Grammys.
As the show begins, the first tweet came in. Be quiet, my ex is singing about me again.
Yeah, she's saying, we're never getting back together, Taylor Swift. And she is really white, but hot.
What did you do to make her sing that to you?
Well, I can't really talk about that. It's a contractual obligation thing that we came up with to, just separate and I'd just rather not talk about it.
A split-up contract?
Yeah.
LOL, Cool J is not making my LOL.
Yeah, he's a host, and I love LL Cool J, but he wasn't, I think he was trying jokes, but he wasn't really funny.
He's no Ricky Gervais.
Right.
I think if you're going to hire someone to entertain us, they should do what they do best.
Exactly.
Like LL should have sung, whereas, Ricky Gervais tells jokes.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the next tweet refers to that.
All I want is LL to sing.
Jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. We're jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Sorry.
Yeah, it would have been better if he'd broken out into song, right?
Yeah.
Who's that old woman singing with Ed Sheeran?
All right, Nick, I know you love Elton John, and I respect and think that he is an artist that we do all love. He doesn't suck. We know that. But he's like what? How old is he? 80? And
no, he's not quite 80, I don't think.
And I'm all for guys that find solutions that make them feel good about themselves and have a little vanity maybe, and they get he got his hair sewn in before it was a thing that everybody was doing, and it looks, it doesn't look awful, but it's starting to look really bright red, and I know he's kind of flamboyant and stuff as far as his look goes, but what the hell is going on? He looks like an old woman with a rainbow wig or something.
I'm wondering if somebody told him it looked cool or whether he thought it looked cool. That's what's more interesting to me.
Right.
Did he come up, did he have a color chart from Home Depot that he picked it out of, or what?
Yeah. Did he go into Lowe's and go, yes, I think I want my hair to be this color. Can you make that happen for me?
That is, by the way, the Ace Hardware red that he was wearing last night.
I see. Well, it's good to know. Next time I want to get my hair colored, that, Ronald McDonald color.
CBS cares about your balls.
Yeah, there was a commercial, and I guess maybe if you read them, I'll kind of try to explain why I posted that, because sometimes it only makes sense if you're watching the event live. Right. CBS, in the middle of the Grammys, is posting these PSAs about, do something for your loved ones for Valentine's Day. Go get your nuts tested for testicular cancer. And I'm like, way to bring down the party, dude.
By the way, I do free checks for lumps on testicles.
Oh, you do? That's your thing now?
Yeah, well,
Just come over to Nick's house. He'll check your balls for you.
You have to send a picture first, though.
Oh no, I don't want that.
You know what? You know what's going to happen? Elton John's going to be at my door.
Yeah, hey, he's going to bring you one of those wigs.
Can you check my balls, please? Pitbull ate J-Lo's dress.
Yeah, well, she came out and she was being all. I guess there was some memo I didn't get or see, but they weren't supposed to dress a certain way, and J-Lo was like, her leg was all out there, and Pitbull was drooling and his jaw was dropped. It looked like he was really hungry, so that's what I wrote.
Okay. Now, I didn't make the connection, but I got it now.
Yeah.
Do you know that Adele, this is what you texted after that, which is kind of almost, you were on an eating theme, I think. Adele, do you have chicken under that dress?
She looked like, she had a big poofy, Victorian, curtain-y dress on, and it looked like she could fit a bucket of chicken up there. And I was like, well, if anybody would, it'd probably be Adele, because she's person that says she doesn't care what she eats and she doesn't want to exercise. So I thought maybe, and I was kind of hungry for chicken, but now that I think about it, that's kind of gross.
It was kind of a cheap shot too at Adele.
Hey, how dare you?
Was her fingers greasy? Fun, singing Chris Brown and Rihanna's Jam.
Yeah, they were sitting in the front row, and they just showed them, and then Fun came on, and I was like, oh my God. It must be weird for certain artists to sit there through artists they probably wouldn't listen to on their own, because all that music that was on last night I've heard and I listen to and I like. So I'm a big fan of the Grammy artists, but I can't imagine Chris Brown being like, yeah, Fun. These guys really know where I'm coming from.
He was probably just mad because he didn't get to perform or win.
Well, that is anyway, addressed in future tweets as you go along.
It is. Never have capri pants on, dude. Never have capri pants on a dude. Never had capri. Should it be never had? Never have capri pants on a dude looked so much like fun.
Never have capri pants on a dude looked like so much fun. And then hashtag Capri Fun.
Right.
Grammys. Because he was wearing capri pants as he performed. And I don't think that's a look that any dude should have.
Yeah, I think there's this fine line between looking cool and breaking all the rules, and then not looking cool and trying to break all the rules.
And then rain started pouring down, and I tweeted this next one.
Wet white dudes, Elton John's dream.
Right? Do you think he was like, oh my God, look at these guys?
Yeah, you know what? I bet it goes through his head these Grammys aren't so bad after all.
Right. I know why I showed up. I know why I got this wig, so I could come here and watch these guys get all wet on stage.
Perhaps it was part of his contract. I'll sing if you get guys all wet on stage after me.
And then I also, like I said, I was tweeting about everything, and some of the commercials that were on the Grammys were kind of odd.
Did that Dove commercial just ask women to take a horse bath?
They had something where they gave them a T-shirt and a tank top and Dove, and I think it was about not bathing for a week and just using Dove. And I'm like, really? That's gross.
It's kind of weird.
And then what T-shirt did we wear? What did we wear on day 5? Well, the tank top, of course. I'm like, I don't get it. You put deodorant on, yeah, good. 5 days, though? Really?
Sorry, Katy Perry. Bonnie Raitt just to John Mayer backstage.
Yeah, it looked like when Bonnie Raitt came out and John Mayer, their hair was tousled like they had sex hair. And John Mayer, he's kind of a D-bag, and he kind of just has sex with every hot girl in the world, Hollywood-wise. So, right. I just thought, oh, I bet they just f***ed.
How old is Bonnie Raitt now?
I don't know, but, if she's 80, she looks about 56.
That was part of her contract too, by the way.
Yeah.
Your next tweet was accompanied by a picture, and it was Randy Jackson's at the Grammys having a great time.
He had his eyes closed.
You know why it is? You know why, right?
Why?
He's malnourished.
Oh, he's diabetic, right?
No, he's lost so much weight because of his various stomach, banding surgeries.
Oh yeah.
That he's malnourished. He had no energy to hold his eyelids open.
I know. I think he was there with his daughter or something like that. Half the people there, and I swear to God, there were so many old white dudes there sitting in places where you're like, you must be a record executive because you don't look like there's a party going on anywhere near you.
Yeah, that was like, honey, I got us tickets to the Grammys. We're going.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're going. We got great seats.
A Mumford & Sons banjo night.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't dislike Mumford & Sons. am not a big fan of banjo music. And
yeah, they're one of these bands where they're right on the edge. Like, they can be really cool and very sort of different eclectic sounds, a bit of sort of country, a bit of folk, all these things. But sometimes, yeah, it just takes it a little too far.
Yeah, it's like if they could just do their songs minus the banjo. If they did a minus the banjo mix, I would be their number one fan. But I'm just not into the... Maybe it's because I grew up around hoedowns.
Yeah, it makes me a little scared that someone's coming out with a shotgun next.
Right, exactly.
Get ready for a Grammy power outage. Beyonce is about to perform again.
Yeah, I mean, she was, I thought, going to perform. She just announced. So that was like a premature get. Because like I was going in and out of the room. You know, when you live tweet, you're supposed to just sit there. And I could not do it. I was thirsty. I needed to get a beverage.
You had to beverage up?
Yeah, I mean, how do you think these live tweets were fueled?
JTJZ 2016.
I believe that would be a good, at least it would be entertaining.
Nothing but entertaining.
Right.
Followed by JT just smacked Jay-Z on the ass for that performance. Now I get the collaboration.
Yeah. Do you think maybe there could be a little something there? I mean, you don't normally just smack a guy on the ass, do you?
I don't really know what goes on in the JT-Jay-Z back dressing room.
I like that song, though. That's a good song. Suit and tie.
Absolutely.
And then what I like, and this was cool, Jay-Z just kind of casually walks up with his microphone. Is like, oh, yeah, I'm here. I might as well just rap in the middle of your song. Is that cool? All right. And then boom. And then okay, well, thanks. Here's your microphone back. I'm going to just go sit down with my hot wife. Bye.
Yeah. And sing Grammy Reunion. Take that, Destiny's Child.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be a great surprise. Beyonce reunited with Destiny's Child at the Super Bowl. What if NSYNC just kind of popped up in the middle of the Grammy performance with Justin Timberlake? I was like, that would be kind of cool, but no.
Yeah. And then, of course, the moment that you were excited about, Frank Ocean just beat Chris Brown.
That's right. Finally, revenge. And if you look on BuzzFeed.com, they have a few memes and GIFs. When everybody in the place stood up and was applauding him, Chris Brown just sat there with his arms folded like an ass.
Just a little bit of a angry bitch.
Yes, an angry bitch. I like that. Yes.
2 white dudes? Check. Winning Grammys? Check. Having a great time? Check.
Yeah. The Black Keys, I love them to death, but they're dorks. I mean, they admit it. And they've got their leather jackets on, and I mean, we all love the Black Keys. They're great, but they always just look like they're so like unenthused about things. Like, oh yeah, we gotta get up and say, yay, we won a Grammy. All right,
yeah,
fine.
It's always, to me, it's like it looks like they didn't even have their hair done for the night, you know?
Right. I mean, at least Elton John brought a wig.
Right. Kelly Clarkson's fiance looked pretty excited to be mentioned in her speech.
Yeah, like they show him and he's like, oh my God, really? Now the girl that I'm really having sex with on the side is going to know that you're my fiance. Crap.
And then this one, you slap Chris Brown in the face. Too bad at Chris Brown. Won't be bragging, tweeting about winning after this year's Grammys like he did last year.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Yeah, he brag tweeted last year and he told everybody to F off, basically.
They F off and didn't vote for him this year.
Well, what I like is that the Grammys didn't, and they gave. I was like, it was total slight to him. I like that that they gave Frank. I mean, Frank Ocean obviously deserved it, but it was cool that he won in the categories like that over Chris Brown.
Do you think that they got him to the Grammys by telling him he'd won again?
Oh, I'm sure something. Or Rihanna was like, "I gotta go and perform, baby. Be my date."
Yeah. LOL, Cool J. This ain't over yet, bitches.
Yeah, LL Cool J came on, and I'm like, it's surely like about over. And nope, it was only an hour and a half in, and I was like, oh my God, I have to. And for whatever reason, maybe it was like an OCD thing. I was like, I have to stay. I have to keep doing this.
Right.
Because the fun thing is when you're live tweeting and people are reacting in real time to what you're tweeting, and then someone on Instagram said to me, hey, spoiler, I DVR'd this. And I'm like, look, listen,
yeah, really.
No one DVRs live events. And don't be that guy that DVRs the Super Bowl and expects nobody to tell you about it.
And what's really weird about that, too, is the fact that why would you be looking online?
Yes. Like
if you DVR'd it.
If you DVR something, then don't go online until you watch that event if you don't want to know about it.
It's like DVRing the Super Bowl and then going to the NFL.com.
Yeah, right. Or just going on Twitter because everybody's going to be talking about who won.
Exactly. Don't tell Rihanna's boyfriend that she's collaborating with a white dude right now.
Yeah, she was on stage singing a song with a dude, and I was like, I wonder if Chris Brown hates this kind of stuff.
He's probably like just pounding his fist into a block of sand right now.
Right? A block of sand.
Sometimes there is not enough wigs to hide the pain under.
Well, my comment was because Rihanna was clearly wearing a wig. She always wears weaves. She has really short hair. And, I mean, she looks good, but on the outside. But on the inside, she is a mess.
I have a hard time with women who have really short hair and they wear long wigs. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
But you love to look at Elton John and his McDonald wig.
Yeah, well, Elton's not a woman. Well, not,
I don't know. Last night he looked like an old lady to me.
Sorry, Elton wasn't born a woman.
All right.
Frank Ocean just beat Rihanna.
He beat Chris Brown, then beat Rihanna. It was great. It was a good night for Frank Ocean and a good night for Team Ocean.
The Lumineers successfully taking Hey Ho back from hip hop.
Yeah, it's weird that a bunch of white people have a song called Hey Ho. If a hip hop artist does that song, then hey, this is degrading to women. Oh my God. But not when white people do it, apparently.
Apparently, it's okay to do it once our black brethren have done it.
Yeah, if you're a hipster alt-rocker in a band of white people, it's okay to say hey-ho.
Jack White is effing all of his female bandmates after this Grammy.
No, not after this Grammy, but after his performance on the Grammys, because a couple of his songs he does with all female artists, and they're all very beautiful, and he just looks like he's probably going to f*** them.
Yeah, I think that was probably part of his contract too.
Yes, exactly.
Did Katy Perry lose her contract with the Toys R Us clothing line?
Yeah, she looked normal. I mean, she looked super hot. I mean, she looked so normal. I was like, is it over? The whole Katy Perry wearing weird things?
Yeah, maybe she's been through a marriage and some shimmy shamming. Maybe she's grown up.
Yeah, well, obviously she's dating John Mayer.
Coming up, Adele gives birth to Hunter Hayes, and Frank Ocean beats Chris Brown with his Grammy.
Yeah, see? A little teaser there. Hunter Hayes is like, I guess, this country singer, and he looks like a little lesbian girl.
Sorry, Grammys, I've been to a better laser light show than Carrie Underwood's dress.
Yeah, it was like the big thing you're supposed to be talking about is they put lasers on her dress and made it look different.
I felt like that's like such a 1980s thing. Yeah,
it wasn't. I mean, the graphics were fine and everything, but it was like okay.
And now, and then you tweeted, now make Tupac pop out of her dress, and I'll be blown away.
Yeah. God, I would have been more impressed with a hologram. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, we're laser lights. Aren't we going backwards in our excitement technology?
Yeah.
Finally, this song gets recognized on a national stage.
Yeah, Somebody I Used to Know by Gautier featuring Kimbra won a Grammy for Record of the Year.
Hey, you may have won Record of the Year, Gautier and Kimbra, but STFU, we need time to play the Skrillex bumper before we play 50 ads.
It was like you won the Record of the Year. They get the shortest amount of time to say anything, and then it's like, oh, we've got to play this for like 30 seconds, and then with the 55th Grammy Awards, we'll be back in just a few minutes. And then, ad. And it's like, why can't you give them a little more time? They just won Record of the Year. They must be somebody that is important, right?
They seem to be all about the wrong things in the Grammys.
Yeah, it's weird.
Then your friend Dana Kramer, she tweeted, if LL Cool J doesn't rap or take his shirt off at some point during the Grammys, I'm going to demand a refund.
Yes. Jess Kramer on Twitter. Everyone should follow her. She's very funny.
I think the Grammy should give her double what she paid.
Exactly.
My favorite part, the dead people.
Yeah, they do the rest in peace thing, and you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot he was dead. And it's only been a few months. What does that say about the guy?
Not sure, but I think the Grammys just subliminally told us that Metallica is dead. We already knew that one. The old woman playing Elton John has his wig down perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't tell it wasn't him.
Right. Looked really great. Then you tweeted, backstage convo between Elton John and Zach Brown. You want one of my wigs?
And then Zach Brown said, hell no, I'm rocking the beanie.
Exactly. So CBS has LL Cool J rap in one of their promos and not on the Grammys.
Yeah, like at that point, you were just like, when is he going to perform? I mean, come on, you got a performer there. And he rapped like a promo, and I'm like, really? That's a white dude decision.
Does watching Frank Ocean run count as cardio?
I think it should. I felt exercised.
You know what? If you need to cheat on your cardio, that's fine if you're doing it with Frank Ocean.
Right. Are you attracted to Frank Ocean, Nick?
Is he a male?
Yes.
There you have your answer.
All right, good.
Grammys just promised LL would rap with Dr. Dre. I just got more excited than a grown white dude should about anything not football.
Exactly. And then I was wrong. It wasn't Dr. Dre. It's Chuck D from Public Enemy instead.
The biggest disappointment of the night was they finally gave us what we've waited for 4 hours to see and cut LL Cool J off.
Yeah, I mean, they start, like, LL Cool J, I'm like, oh my God, they have all these great performers. And then suddenly Ellen K's voice comes on and like, the Grammys are brought to you by, I'm like, what? Were you cutting this off? Like, you let Elton John go on for an hour in that song. Like, I didn't even get like what that was. And the tribute to Bob Marley where there was nothing about Bob Marley for like most of it. But LL Cool J, the guy that is hosting, you cut his ass off at the end.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
Yeah, it must have been Gautier and Kimbrough talking over their time.
Yeah, they sucked all of the time up. This concludes this live tweet extravaganza. Now, your local news.
Right. Yeah, it was a fun night. And I fell down and I was like, why did I do that?
And then you started tweeting about the Pope.
That was this morning.
Yes.
So there you have it. That was our review of the Grammys and, the highlights from my live tweets. Follow my blog, Twitter twattering account.
Twattage.
At Marconi Baloney. And, of course, Nick J. Miles is also on Twitter. And if you don't follow us,
we're going to come to your house and make you wear Elton John's wig.
Pantalones a libero.
Hands-free podcast. Hands-free podcast.